Hello, welcome to Shaving with Peg Leg, everybody. I appreciate the new subscribers and all my regulars. Appreciate y'all being here. All right, just a simple head shave today with leaf razor again. Two brand new sharp razor blades in there. Not sharp, sharp. Made in Bangladesh from Swedish steel. Okay. Soap. Excuse me. Asylum Soap Works. You can get this at Bull Goose Shaving. It's Levante soap. It comes in the one I got, anyways. It came in the tub. And I'm going to use. Is there a number on this? If there is, I cannot see it. My Omega boar, made in Italy. Stick it back in the water. We're going to have to mix up the lather. Alright, I'm not going to need the glasses, I don't think, for the rest of the shave. Because I got nothing to read today, because there was not much happening today, really. There was a few things, but, like, the first cargo barge traveled down the Erie Canal in 1826 or 1819, I can't remember which. It was way back when. We always called it the Barge Canal because the section of it that was in our backyard, basically in our backyard, it really was in our backyard. And our farm was right next, part of our farm was right next to it. A lot of our farm was, actually. We always called it the Barge Canal because that's what it was used for, barge shipping. And they had the mule path up and down both sides. Excuse me, not both sides. One side, our side. We called it a tow path, and that's what it was. That's where the mules or horses walked with a rope attached to them to pull the barge down the canal. And that's how they used to do it back in the day, to ship things from place to place. And it was cheaper to go that and pay the tolls to go through the locks than it was to ship them over the mountains in New York, on the western part of New York. So the canal ran from Hudson River to Lake Erie, outside of Buffalo. So that's where it got its name. Everybody started calling it Barge Canal basically after it was originally only 4 feet deep, but they went back and redug it, parts of it. It was 353 miles, 353 miles long originally, but they shortened it to 261. They cut out part of it. They realized they didn't need, and they cut it down to 261, and they went back and they dredged it again to make it deeper. They made it 24 feet deep, and they put a limit on the barge at a 12-foot draft, or any ship going down it is a 12-foot draft, so that they didn't get snagged on the bottom. And they drain it in the wintertime, and when they drained it, you would see all the cars and trucks that had been dumped into it to hide them from the police or whatever, or to collect for insurance, whatever it was. But people used to drive vehicles into it all the time to hide them. So anyways, we're going to talk about something today a little bit more important. 20 millimeter, 18 millimeter? I think it's 20. Omega boar brush. Just going to whip some lather up onto it and just head lather today. This is a triple milled soap from Spain. That's why I'm using the boar, because it's very hard soap. Very slick though. Good scent. Mostly soap right now. I've had it for a while. Right now it's a little floral background, but it's mostly a soap scent at this point, which is fine. I just want to shave my head anyways. what we're going to talk about today. And I want your comments in the comment section. I want you to tell me if I'm right, I'm wrong, you think I'm wrong, you think I'm right, you agree, you disagree, what your opinion on it is. You see this, don't you? It keeps, the back of the mouth keeps sliding down and the camera keeps going back. But I was talking to my neighbor this morning, and this is what kind of led to this. And I was telling her, and she thought about it for a while when we were talking, and after a while she said, you know, you're probably right. She said, I never really thought about it, but you're probably right. You can see I'm coming, my head's slowly falling to the bottom again. All right, I just got to leave it. Oh, that was a big jump. Okay. Yeah, she said I was probably right. All right. Leaf with 2 brand new sharp blades. She was talking about she had to go to the doctor. He just keeps giving her medicine for what her problem is to alleviate the symptoms. And I was telling her that's all they do anymore. Medicine isn't about curing people anymore. Big Pharma has taken over medicine. These doctors, most of them, if not all, get kickbacks on writing prescriptions. If you write, I don't know if it's 1%, 0.5%, whatever, but they get something back for writing prescriptions. I have always said this, if you want to know the truth about something, follow the money. The money will lead you to your truth. Nothing else will. Follow the money on everything. Follow the money and you'll find your truth. But she was wondering why they couldn't just cure what was wrong with her and why they had to keep. I told her it's because if they can regulate it and make you stuck on the prescription drugs to alleviate your symptoms, you have to keep coming back to buy those drugs. And you keep making the pharmaceutical company money. They don't want you cured. Big Pharma is huge, multi-billion-dollar business in this country. And if you're cured, you don't need their medicine anymore. You can go about your happy business and live your life without getting their meds anymore. And where does that make them any money? And then I brought up something that I firmly believe. Nobody else has to believe it. I don't care if they do or don't. But she even agreed I was probably right about this too. I do believe it was probably in the 60s or 70s. I'm not sure when. I don't have no reason behind this. Let me start this with, if you guys remember back in the 70s, I hope some of you guys remember this. There was a guy, he was on national news across the country. He invented a carburetor that would allow a car to get 70 miles to the gallon of gas. And he was on the news, showing it to the news, describing it and everything. This is in the 70s. And he even said on the news that Shell Oil had offered him $5 million for the patent for it and the rights to it. And him to sign a no compete, no making another one. Just, they get all the rights to it. And you just take your $5 million and go retire somewhere. And they asked him if he was going to take the money. And he said he wasn't sure. And that was the last you ever heard of that. It was gone. And my grandmother said that we were watching the news all together as a family. And she said, well, they're probably going to end up killing that man, or he won't sell. And my grandfather said, I remember my grandfather dropped out in the 7th grade to go work on the farm to, be productive. You didn't need an education to be a farmer. He said he'll probably take the money if they don't offer him more, which, like I said, he never came back on TV again. There was never any talk about it. You never saw this carburetor manufactured by Carter or Helley or Rochester carburetors. Nobody, Ford, nobody made the carburetor. Why would they not? Right? That would be a huge selling point. Our car gets you 70 miles to the gallon. Huge selling point. Now, we're talking back when gas was well below $1 a gallon still. But still, 70 miles to the gallon is a lot of miles. So anyways, he disappeared from the news. Never heard from him again. And I don't know if Shell went, oh shit, he just told everybody about it. So we're going to have to offer him more money to get that, because we don't want that on the market. Or if he just took the $5 million and rode off into the sunset, because you got to remember, back in the 70s, $5 million was a lot of money. But I remember this story very vividly. And my grandfather and I used to joke about it until I was in my 20s, 30s. We used to joke about that guy, wondering what happened to him, where he went. Anyways, I believe in the 60s or 70s, most likely, they did cure cancer. But Big Pharma and everybody else put a hush on it, shut it down. Because cancer research, cancer scanning equipment, cancer treatments, cancer, they have pills for cancer, all that stuff is a multi-billion-dollar industry a year. If you cure cancer, money's gone. You know how many billions the U.S. government, or at least hundreds of millions that the U.S. government gives towards cancer research every year? You always see, we're doing a marathon for cancer research. Everybody participate. You know, go around, get your neighbors to donate for how many miles you run or whatever, and we'll donate the money to cancer research. You always see this everywhere. So tell me why, if they ever found a cure, or if they haven't already, which I believe they have, they would not shut it down. It's a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. Somebody's pocketing billions of dollars a year on cancer. Why would you cure it? Everybody carries cancer cells in their body. Everybody. It's whether or not they become active, they wake up or not. For most people, they stay dormant their entire life. But in some people, the cancer cells get active. So, tell me it's not possible to kill off those cells somehow. I don't know the research, I don't know anything about it. But seriously, why would they allow a cure for cancer? It's a multi-billion-dollar industry every year. It's probably something else you don't think about. It's not one of my typical history things, but if you think about it, if the oil companies are willing to give a guy who invents a carburetor $5 million to buy the rights to it so it never comes to market and kills their profits, why would anything to do with cancer, researchers, the schools that cancer doctors and cancer researchers, all that, why would they not put a squash on it if somebody discovered the cure? They don't care if people live or die. They want them dependent. I ran out of water. Let me fill this. They want people dependent on their treatments. Well, if you cure it, there's no more treatments, no more money coming in. Like I said, I'd like to see your comments, see what your thoughts on that are. If you think I'm freaking crazy, tell me I'm crazy. If you think I have a point, tell me I have a point. But like I said, I firmly believe they did cure it. They're just not going to let. What the hell is wrong with this thing? It won't screw down. Look at it. Okay, there it is. Pick up some more soap off the puck. It's sad because look how many people died here from cancer. But look how much money they make from it. A few lives don't matter to these people. Profits do. Bottom line does. How much money can we make? It's the same with what we're going through now. You got to get a booster every 6 months. For what? For a drug that didn't work in the first place? Because you're not getting a booster. You're just getting another dose of it. Because they're saying it basically didn't work the first time, so now you got to get another one. Remember when they first started this? Oh, you'll never get it if you take the shot. Okay, you take the shot and then you get it. Oh, your symptoms won't be as bad. Well, look how many people have died getting it after they got the shot. Okay? It's all a freaking scam. It's all about money. No, you may not get billed for it. Your insurance company, I'm not sure if the insurance company does. I think it's all going back to the government. The government's paying for it. I'm not sure on that. I haven't really checked into it because I don't really give a shit, because you're not sticking that poison in me anyways. Imagine a disease that is so bad you have to be tested to know you have it and threaten to take the shot to fix it. Think about that for a second. Not saying all vaccines are bad. I'm just saying this one was rushed way too soon. You guys know how many years it takes for a vaccine to hit the market for anything. And this hit the market in months. Tell me it's good. I know YouTube's probably going to yank my channel for saying that. Or at least yank this video. I don't care. Now they're coming out saying all those doctors they shut up in the beginning that were saying that the malaria drug would help would help against it. Now the scientists are coming out saying, oh yeah, it does help. After they ruined a lot of these doctors' lives. They shut them down. They took them off social media. They canceled everything. All that stuff. Guys, everything is about power and how much money I can put in my pocket anymore. There's nobody telling the flippin' truth that's in charge. They're all liars. I don't care who they are. They are all liars. They're all about lining their pocket and getting control over your life. And the more you give into them, the more power they get. Got to do my trouble spots. I'm sorry, I'm kind of ranting, but you think I'm crazy on any of this? You think I have a point? Let me know. I'd be interested to know if I'm the only one out there that's got a screw loose or not, which I don't think I do. I think I hit a nail squarely on the head, especially with the cancer one. It's just too big of an industry to give up all that money. Especially the researchers. Where are they going if they cure cancer? What are they doing next? They made their whole career about curing cancer. What happens if they do? What happens to them? What happens to their careers? I'm not saying that these guys aren't actively trying to find a cure. I'm just saying it's already out there. And that every time they probably get close to it, somebody changes something so that they can't finish what they're started. Doctors in the 60s and 70s were no less smart than the ones we have today. You got to remember, people back then, we had people in the early 1900s, 1905, putting planes into the air, flying 1969, we put a man on the moon. That takes some ingenuity. That takes some smarts. So those doctors back then were not any dumber than the ones now. And the researchers back then are no dumber than the ones we have now. Ones we have now have better equipment, is all. And that's my belief. And that is a head shave, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quickie. Yes, I can be a little conspiratorial at times. Not all the time, but sometimes. And I believe that's probably one of the biggest ones that's been put out there on everybody. I don't need this today, not with a leaf. That and Big Pharma not wanting anybody to get cured because they want to sell their drugs to people to manage their symptoms. There's a lot of things out there you know they can cure. You just know it in your heart. You know that they can cure these things, or they have a cure for it. But Big Pharma won't let it out there because then you can't take their management drugs that they spent millions to research. Now they want their money back plus a lot more. Kitty litter. It's got a leathery scent, not ammonia, not like a cat box. Johnson & Johnson baby lotion for my dome, which I always use or try to use all the time. Just need that much, even for my big dome, because it goes a long way. All right, I was gonna shave tomorrow. If I shave tomorrow, my face using Famine, the Barrister Man 4 Horsemen set, I won't be using the Yachi slant razor. I'll be using the Godfather because it's been 24 hours since I shaved, and I've got like 8 hours worth of growth on my face because that damn Yachi Knight's helmet just obliterates hairs below the skin line, and you just don't get enough growth in 2 days to justify using that slant. So if I don't shave tomorrow, it'll be on Tuesday, so that I at least got something for it to take off my face. If I do shave tomorrow, it'll be with the Godfather. But I'm thinking I'm going to wait till Tuesday. That way I can wait 2 more days and have another shave on Thursday. And then I'll do the head shave on Wednesday, as I always do. All right, guys, I do appreciate you being here and listening to my overblown face rant a little bit. Just let me know. Am I crazy? Do you believe the same thing I do? Do you not? Or you got a different opinion? Let me hear your opinion. I'm just curious to find out what other people are thinking. All right, guys, I appreciate you being here. Affiliate link, when it hits 25, which is real close now, I'll buy a $25 gift card and give it to you guys. I'm going to put the links to 4 channels in my description box. If you're not subscribed to them, please do so. Just trying to boost everybody's number with my small channel, trying to help everybody out as best I can. That's it. I appreciate you being here. Thank you all for joining, for being here, watching my old fat ass shave with my big dome. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have good shaves out there. And with that, we are done with the babbling fat guy in the camera. You're in the chair next. Happy shaves out there, guys.